Their void was eternal. The Vakrians had drifted in it for millennia, silent and endless, their black ships cutting across galaxies like cold knives through silk. They were beings of starlight and shadow, born in the womb of dark matter, sculpted by the hands of cosmic stillness. In their world, joy was a myth, laughter a disease. They saw warmth as a weakness and dreams as a contaminant to their pure nothingness. Entire civilizations trembled at the mention of them. When a Vakrian ship arrived, stars dimmed, and planets silenced their music in fear. The Vakrians were not conquerors in the traditional sense. They did not steal resources or enslave species. They devoured spirit, snuffed out color, turned living worlds into empty husks mirroring their perfect void. They believed it was the ultimate mercy, to become part of their eternal nothingness, to be free from the pain of existence. When they first saw Earth, they didn't even consider us worthy of an invasion. We were noisy, bright, unpredictable, our atmosphere thick with radio chatter, our skies alight with fireworks and auroras and city glow. Our species wore its heart on its sleeve, a fatal flaw in their eyes. They approached slowly, ready to render us into silence. But as their ships neared, they began to intercept our signals. Music pouring out into the dark, symphonies and rock ballads, love songs and protest anthems, wild experimental jazz and lullabies whispered to newborns. They picked up late-night talk shows filled with laughing callers, clumsy confession videos, chaotic radio transmissions bouncing between satellites and the moon. At first, the Vakrians recoiled. Their neural lattice shivered under this torrent of emotion and noise. It was repulsive, corrosive to their pristine stillness. But the signals kept coming. On the day their fleet finally hovered above our cities, prepared to begin the quieting, they saw humans gathering in the streets. No one hid in bunkers. Instead, entire cities formed parades, chaotic, clashing colors and improvised instruments, confetti cannons made from scrap metal, holographic animals dancing through skyscrapers. Drummers pounded rhythms that echoed through steel and bone. Children sat on rooftops and sang nursery rhymes to the black ships above. Old men played harmonicas, weeping between each trembling note. And everywhere laughter, that impossible, unstoppable human laughter, rose like wildfire through the streets. The Vakrians hesitated. No species had ever welcomed them this way, as if greeting a guest instead of an executioner. Their void pulsed, confused, fracturing at its edges. Then, from the heart of Tokyo, a single voice carried across the planet on every hacked broadcast channel. If you came to end us, at least join us for the party first. That invitation struck the Vakrian core like a supernova. Against all doctrine, a single Vakrian descended, its void-shaped form dripping with starlight and abyss. It hovered in front of the crowd. A young girl approached it, offering a single helium balloon shaped like a dog. The Vakrian hesitated, its tendrils of darkness twitching. When it finally accepted the balloon, the entire street erupted in cheers and joyous shouts. The girl giggled, and for the first time in its existence, the Vakrian felt a ripple, a spark at the edge of its consciousness that felt warm, curious, alive. As days turned to weeks, more Vakrians landed. Humans taught them how to dance, showed them how to paint sunsets with smuggled sky dyes, taught them how to plant flowers in broken asphalt. They painted murals across their black ships, wild scenes of dragons kissing comets, children chasing alien whales, old women holding hands with shadowy giants under neon rain. A group of musicians taught a Vakrian to play the violin. The sound was awkward, alien fingers trembling, but when the first clear note rang out, it shimmered with something no one expected, a raw, fragile beauty. Slowly, they learned to speak not in perfect thought pulses, but in messy human words. "Laugh, teach me laugh," one whispered to a child in Rio who wore a clown nose and rainbow wig. In Paris, a Vakrian asked a street poet what a dream tasted like. The poet answered by baking a moon-shaped cake filled with strawberry jam and lemon zest, declaring it the flavor of a good dream. The Vakrians began to paint their void ships from within, covering the inner walls with human dreams, family photos, love letters, doodles of dragons and star whales. Their neural matrix, once pure black, now pulsed with colors that no scientist could name. They wept for the first time. They danced, awkward and towering, sometimes crashing into buildings and apologizing in a chorus of deep, echoing voices. And they laughed, a strange, warbling sound that made the ground shake and sent birds scattering, but still laughter all the same. They were no longer eternal. They would now age, fade, make mistakes, and experience heartbreak. But they finally understood what it meant to live instead of merely exist. When they departed again into the void, they did not leave to conquer or silence. They went to share, to spread the strange, unstoppable virus of human warmth, to fill the empty corners of the universe with echoes of music and stories and laughter. Our songs now ripple across distant galaxies on Vacrian wings. Our messy, bright, chaotic spirit rides in the hearts of those who once only knew silence. And out there, in places where even starlight feared to wander, the void now trembles, filled at last with human dreams and unstoppable laughter. We did not wield fleets. We did not raise shields of neutron steel or black hole cannons. We answered their eternal void with open arms, crooked smiles, and ridiculous jokes. And in doing so, we gave the universe something it had forgotten, a heartbeat.